just running scared. Each place we go.
Hello and welcome, Tiger fans, to Richmond's official live weekly podcast, Talking Tigers. While it's a bleak day out there in Melbourne, it's wet and windy, the T-Team team will bring a little ray of sunshine into your life today. On the show, we debate Mike's top three Tigers, and Greeners takes aim at the Herald Sun. I can't wait for this, Greeners. JB, Tone, how are we?
Well, I'm okay, yeah, Richo, but poor old JB, he's not all that flash, to be honest.
He's not good.
He's crooked than I've ever been, I reckon.
That's
that's saying something.
That is impossible.
What have you got? What's going on?
Gents, good to be here.
No, it's not.
He got out of his sick bed. I don't know what's wrong with his bed either, but it's
You
crooked
should be lying in bed,
I'm
mate.
not in the best of health, it's fair to say, but the
gutsy,
show must go on, they say.
This is gutsy. This is Francis Burke-like again.
It is.
Well,
Hopefully the players will be inspired by your effort here.
well, that's it. The talk of Francis Burke over the last couple of weeks has
It's inspired
got
you.
me going.
Trent
and
Cotchin as well.
That's right. So you
Gutsy
just got to
stuff.
go on.
Gutsy stuff.
What was the song?
Brilliant song. One of the greatest artists of all time.
The great Roy Orbison.
The big O,
The
Roy
big O.
Orbison.
Not Oren Stevenson.
No, Roy Orbison. What a voice, but a running scared. Why running scared?
Well, Mike Sheehan's not coming in, boys.
After all that,
that's why I came in.
He's not coming in. You know why?
After last week,
He's scared of me.
you did give him both.
Because I was going to give him a clip today, Mike.
You gave him a clip last week.
I was going to give him another one today.
You reckon that's? I reckon there might be something else too.
What is it?
Well, there's
What's
a player he left out of his top 50.
Who?
He was actually down the club today.
Who?
Nick Daffy.
Oh, Daff's not
Daff
out.
was out watching training today.
He is filthy
He
today.
is absolutely. So I reckon Mike's got wind of that too.
So on the back of Mike Sheehan not turning up today, he's running scared. So Roy Orbison.
Wow.
So that was a pretty good
no,
song.
nice segue.
No, we better not.
No.
Mike's actually got a reason he's not here.
Yeah.
But he is scared as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
No, we hope he's all good, Mike Sheehan.
Yeah.
We want him. We do want him to come on in the next few weeks, but he had a good excuse not to be here today.
Fair enough.
If you want to get involved with us today, hashtag Talking Tigers. Give us a ring also when the quiz comes up. 9426 4423.
Yep.
Give us a call or get on board with hashtag Talking Tigers. But what did you think of Mike's top three Tigers?
Oh,
Tom?
I thought his top three. I don't think the trifecta would have paid all that much on the top three.
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah,
wasn't
but
it?
the order.
Up
Look,
for debate.
yeah. Look,
Were you happy that was definitely the top three?
Look, as you well know, you know this as well as anyone. I grew up idolising Royce Hart. I had
did.
Royce's number on my back before he played a senior game.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So you followed him in the
I
twos
followed
and
him
the
through
under 19s.
under 19s, seconds.
Did he
you
play
know.
twos?
He kicked the winning goal in the 66 grand final.
That's right.
Against Collingwood.
You did that about 80 times in the
Yeah. So Royce, I idolised him. Royce is the
you
best
thought
player.
Royce was number
Royce
one?
is the best player I've ever seen. So I would have had him number one. But you can't, you can't argue against KB for all the reasons that Mike has said.
For sure.
The longevity. He played twice as many
as long.
games. You know, five premierships compared to Royce's 4.
See, I never saw Royce play.
But I did give you a
You did.
video of him.
But I did see a fair bit of KB in his latter years. So I guess, I would have maybe been a KB man.
Yeah.
But you gave me that DVD years ago when I was playing of
Yeah.
Royce, and I must admit, he was unbelievable.
He just did the most incredible thing. So just, of course, aerially, but also ground level.
Yeah.
Royce was just amazing. He could play like a rover as well. He was only 6'1". He had resting ruckman, dropping back on him and everything.
So
But,
what was Mike? What did Mike say on that?
Well, Mike was just...
He did speak in the President's Dinner on the
Yeah, he did. He just thought KB was just a freak as a footballer. And someone had said to him, I think, had said, what about... He said, Royce can do things that no one else can do. He said, what... He said, well, KB. He said, no, Boomer Harvey could do what KB could do. And Mike said, no. Boomer Harvey could not kick 20 goals in a final series like
Fair call.
21 goals that he kicked in 1980. So he went from being an outstanding rover, a player, KB, that would consistently rack up 30, would be no handballs, but 30 kicks a week,
to
30 kicks a week,
being a leading goal kicker.
to change himself into he kicked 84 goals in that 1980 season, 21 in the final series.
And what he finished, 778 over a career.
Oh, he was just a brilliant player.
If he played forward his whole career, he would have kicked 1,000 goals.
Oh, yeah, so you couldn't argue with that. And, of course, Francis coming in
number three.
Number three,
Can you tell us about Francis? Because it seems like just the perfect career, 300 games, started with the premiership, and
Francis came down as a forward from Nathalia, because his father also had played here, Frank. he actually started off in the seniors here as second rover to KB. He was second rover for a while. Ended up going to a wing. Played, of course, premiership as a wingman.
And then ended up
years,
at full back.
Went half back and then full back. He's just a magnificent player, as tough as they come. Just, but could also offer some rebound out of the back line because he back himself in too. So he could play tough, really tight on an opponent, but also back himself in, win the ball. And
well, it was a great exercise, I think. And,
it was.
And we will have Mike in the coming weeks when we can get a hold of him again.
Yep.
We can ask Mike.
I think it's one of those things that lives on, I guess. Now that the countdown's done, you can sort of relive it.
Yeah,
exactly.
You see it in its entirety.
Now, speaking of a countdown, there was a lot of fuss made of the shot clock on the weekend, and you were at that game, the St Kilda North game. What did you make of it?
What's happened is it has given players a tool to wind down the clock to the nth degree. Now, early in a game, it doesn't really matter, you would think. But now, late in games, it's definitely a big, big problem because a player can wait until it ticks over 29 seconds. And then if you've got a long run-up or a slow, long run-up, you might take another 3-4 seconds. So there's 33, 34 seconds you can now waste before you have a shot at goal. And late in a game, it's just a farce, and we saw it on the weekend why we don't want it, because it was a terrible look for the game. It was a terrible look with the Mason Wood holding the ball there on Sunday against the Saints, and he knew exactly what he had to do. The runner had got out to him and said there wasn't 30 seconds left, so all you need to do is just wait till the end, run in and kick your goal. Now, it wouldn't have cost St Kilda the game because he still would have had the smarts to take his time. But the clock gave him the ability to know exactly when to run in. So, do we really want...
Why was it brought in?
I don't know. Well, apparently they did a survey and the fans wanted it. That's what Mark Evans said. But on the weekend, it just didn't look good. It was horrible. It was an exciting game at the end, and it was finished that way with all the fans booing. So, let's get rid of it.
Scrap it.
Where does the shot clock actually begin? Like if Ben Griffiths takes a mark 70 metres out, can you just go back and take the full 30 seconds?
That's the thing. A player can say, if he's 60 metres out late in the game, no, I'm having a shot. I've got the distance here. I'm going to kick a tall.
So you're right. Lose the time off the clock.
That's another really good point that you make. So get rid of it. Get rid of it, I think.
So you could take the mark and then you could you go sideways and say that's... you're allowing for a bit of wind to carry the ball in and just chip it sideways still to another player who then takes another 30 seconds.
Well, you could, I guess.
Well, that's it.
You could say that you're having a shot and change your mind at 29 seconds.
A better option could come up.
So, all that sort of stuff.
So, get rid of it. It's an absolute joke.
There you go.
What have we got? We got the quiz yet? Oh, hang on. I just wanted to say one thing. I like the Dreamtime jumper.
Do you?
We've had a bit of feedback from Richmond fans.
So, of course, it's the predominantly yellow because we're the away to
I thought it was a good design, and I think the kids will love it, and they'll want to purchase one. But it's time for you to ask a quiz question, Tone.
All right, this week's quiz question. I want to know the Michael Roach medalist. Now, that's Richmond's leading goal kicker for the season, wins the Michael Roach medal.
The great disco.
The great disco. I want to know the Michael Roach medalist who then later went on and played in a premiership with the Sydney Swans, who, of course, we're playing this weekend. So, Michael Roach medalist, went to Sydney and played in a premiership side. Who was it?
Don't know.
Good.
I can't think off the top of my head.
Well, good. No, well,
it's
you can't
pretty
think.
Easy. I know it's straight away, to be honest.
Even off the bottom of your head, you can't think. But anyway.
Okay. Michael Roach medalist who went to the Swans and played in the premiership.
Yep.
So give us a call, 9426 4423.
And a few tweets and emails will come through during the week.
This is gutsy. This is really... You don't want us to read it out?
Bear with me.
Okay.
It could take a while.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
Or if you're starting to struggle, just wind it up.
It's
just
probably fair.
Whatever you do, don't have a coughing seizure like your predecessor AC, because he one day, remember that day he had that seizure.
We've got an artichoke stuck halfway down his pipe.
It was called an artichoke.
It didn't have quite enough olive oil on it, and it just didn't slide down. It got stuck down there.
The first one that comes in from the tail during the week, and this one might be one for Sconners, is loving Mike's Top 50. Will it be available in some form of DVD in the future?
Scones?
One for the Tugland Superstore.
It could be one for the Superstore,
with Mike sort of presenting voiceover and everything.
That's right.
It's not a bad idea, is it?
Tiger Lynn's written in, potting around the house, finally good to catch up. On the Talking Tigers, some good laughs last week. Which was,
it was pretty good last week.
Well, that's the thing.
Can I read one?
Absolutely.
JB, just while you have a drink of water. Hey, our great mate, Tommy Salagas, at T Salagas, He said, hashtag Talking Tigers drought will be broken Saturday night. Boys will win. He's got a yellow and blacker in Corey Ellis to slice the Swans midfield. And he's added another layer to it, has Tommy.
Yeah.
He said he'll have 25-plus possessions at 80% efficiency.
Ooh, that's
He
what
has
we
added
like.
3 layers
That's
there to
what
his
we
yellow and
like.
blacker.
Carried away there. Hey, Tommy?
Sometimes I think he kids himself a bit, old Tommy.
Wow.
Christmas Smithers has written.
Christmas.
Yep,
Wow.
that's the name.
I love his
it's gotta
photo
be
too,
Nick.
Christmas.
Has to be a nickname, isn't it?
You're saying Dusty was a standout last week, which is hard to argue with, and probably get to that in the votes.
Well, Dusty's been a standout ever since our good friend
Richo's
here,
jumped
Matthew,
off.
has stopped
That's
nominating him as a Yellow and Black Book special. Yeah.
He's also gone on to say, young Daniel Rioli looks promising, dynamic with the ball in hand, and hope springs eternal in that regard.
Now, before you get onto your emails here, JB, we've got a caller for the quiz, so we might knock this off straight away while you have a mouthful of water and regain your composure.
That's the biggest glass of water I've ever seen. I thought it was got a goldfish in it. It's that big.
Yeah, it is. Bill, he needs it. He's dehydrated. I welcome Carl from Brisbane. We had a Brisbane caller 2 weeks ago.
We did.
Yeah, Carl, how are you, mate?
I'm good, thanks. There's a lot of Tiger supporters up here, Richard.
Very
Good, mate.
Yeah.
Good.
Now, Carl, I'll give you the question again. I want to know the Michael Roach medalist, that's Richmond's leading goal kicker in a season, who later went to Sydney and played in a premiership side.
Just an absolute star, Mitch Morton.
Very good.
Yes.
Good work. Yeah,
And he
Mitchy Morton.
was pretty important in
He
that
was.
grand final.
That's right. Kicked a
Two
goal
goals in the second quarter.
yeah.
Big tackle he laid in that forward 50.
Yeah.
Carl, can we beat the Swans this week?
Yeah, why not?
That's it.
They're
Yeah,
going
no,
well.
that's good.
While we've got you on the line, give us a yellow and blacker for this week.
A yellow and blacker special for this week.
Yeah. Who's going to play well?
You got me under the pump. I think one of the Ellises. I'm just hedging bets there.
One of the Ellises.
One of the Ellises.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Hey, Carl, thanks for calling in. You've got a T-shirt on the way. Just email JB, talkingtigers@richmondfc.com.au if you could, mate, and we'll send that out to you.
Okay, great.
Thanks,
very
Carl.
Thanks, Carl.
Good on you, Carl.
Cheers.
Good work.
Great work.
I'll have to make them a bit harder.
Yeah.
It's a bit easier.
They're getting a bit easy.
Are they? All right, I'll make it a bit more difficult next week.
I had a lot of emails come through during the week, so we'll just whip through a couple here.
You've got mail.
First one's come in from Ben Crow. G'day, guys. Won't mention
Crowy.
too much about the Tigers at the moment, but would love to see a full four-quarter effort this week, which we all agree on. Now, he's gone on to say he was at his grandparents' house when he wrote this for Mother's Day, and two diehard Richmond supporters. Pride of place on his grandmother's mantelpiece is a full 12 by 10 photo of my grandmother alongside the big man, Richo.
Yes.
And then he goes on to say the only photo of me on this mantle is a tiny old school photo. So clearly Richo was idolised there.
Probably only his
So I'm
head.
in front
Probably
of-
only his head fitting in there too.
That's right.
I'm in front of, with his mum, I'm in front of him.
Yep, that's
there you
right.
go.
Thanks, thanks, mum.
So there you go. He's loving the show this year, and let's stay positive about the footy,
Yes.
which we'd like to hear.
Yeah.
Next one comes in from Tom Wallbridge. Hi guys, love the show. He had a laugh last week when we were discussing Mike's top 50, and Richo said he didn't know there were 8 Royce Harts running around ahead of him.
Yeah.
Because of course
Well,
Richo
that's
came
why
in
he
at number
didn't-
9.
That's why he didn't turn up today,
No,
Shannon.
running scared.
That's all right. Then Tom goes on to say it was funny, but then apparently you ran with the same joke on Channel 7 a few days later.
Oh,
I did.
Seriously.
Well,
Come up with some new material. Come up with some new material.
did you hear my world exclusive Saturday night?
No, what was it? I missed that.
It hasn't been announced yet.
Oh, what is it?
Mayweather Pacquiao 2.
Is that right?
Will
really?
happen. It
Where
will
at?
happen. At the new arena that's been built at the MGM Grand.
Yeah.
And yesterday,
Yeah.
ESPN tweeted
How did
that
you-
Mayweather is considering coming out of retirement.
How did you get this?
I've got an insider in Vegas.
I thought Mayweather was going to fight McGregor or something.
I'm telling you,
I think you've
JB.
been punched in the head too many times yourself.
Yeah, I have actually.
And Tom goes on to say, keep up the good work. We need a win or even a draw. Anything, please. And the final one that came in was from Nick Frawley. G'day, boys.
Related to Spud, do you think?
Yeah,
Not
of
too
course.
sure.
They're all related.
Oh,
the
I hope
Frawleys.
so.
They're all related.
They're all related, the McGuans and the Frawleys up
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
He
yeah.
goes, I hope the stub toe is doing better, Greeners.
No, it's not a stub
Yeah,
toe.
he's probably underestimated
No,
it there.
it is a little bit
It's
better.
playing up again. isn't
It was. Had been really good last couple of days. Might be the weather, maybe.
Could be.
You know, yeah.
And Nick's gone on to note he couldn't be happier with Floston being moved into the middle of the ground, finally
Yes.
where he belongs. So we'll get to that a little bit later
will.
too, I'm
We
sure.
will.
We will.
But he's gone on for a yellow and black book special for the rest of the year. If Floston continues to play in the midfield for the rest of the year, top 3 finish in the Jack Dyer medal.
Oh, gee. It's a big
Big
call.
call.
Oh, it is a big call, isn't it?
You never know.
Oh,
He did look good, and we'll talk about that when we cover the game. Sorry, I've
that's
just
right.
got a bit of the curried
Oh,
sausage.
Curried sausage.
Oh, gee.
So thanks for all the emails that came through during the week. Talking Tigers at RichmondFC.
You're not going to have an up and under, are you?
No, I'm not. But gee, I punched into those curried stags before the show. It just started.
Well, I
to
think you're
fire
going to have a Dan McGrew, aren't you? You are.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
What are you upset about? No, it's
I'm
me.
not.
I have had a
I'm
gutful.
not upset.
I have had an absolute gutful.
What's wrong?
Oh, I know we've gone down this path before.
What's
right?
happened?
It's the media, the football media.
Oh, right.
Right?
What have they
Sun,
done?
well, the Herald Sun in particular. Okay. Now, I'll give it. Now, they over the course of the last week have been saying that our list is no good. So our list was fine at the start of the season, but then obviously we lose a few games. So suddenly our list is no good. Someone else, I think it was Robbo, said, well, we're now irrelevant for this season because, according to him, that's it. The season's finished for us. So we're in irrelevance.
Everyone should just back off now.
Back
'cause Robbo
off,
said that.
but then
No more
yeah,
articles.
Yeah, no, yeah. But we're irrelevant, and the list is no good.
So when Robbo says you're irrelevant, that's it.
Oh well, that's it. Yeah, because he would know irrelevance. I reckon 2 days after that. Johnny Ralph. Now we love Johnny Ralph. Johnny Ralph's a tiger man. You know, we love Johnny.
Yep.
Johnny tries his hardest, right? He does. He really tries hard. But Johnny then has come out and said that we've got 20 or 22 players
Geez, you haven't missed it.
coming out of contract at the end of the season,
Yep.
and a big song and dance about that. Now, hang on. If our list, according to the Herald Sun, is no good, well, what's the big deal if we've got 22 players coming out? We're irrelevant.
You make a good point.
Well, what is the
If
point?
we're no good, why would anyone want our players
Why would anyone
anyway?
want them if the players who are coming out are no good? So I'm not sure there was a story there. Anyway.
Right.
But it's others that, I mean,
You've had enough, is what you're saying.
I've just had enough. And I'll tell you the other thing I've had an absolute, my fill of, is journalists, right, football journalists, asking Dimmer the same questions at his weekly press conference and then his post-match press conference about when is it going to turn around, what are you doing to help turn it around, can you still play finals? I am sick to death of it. Ask him something
gee, this
different.
is a rant.
Ask him something different.
Oh.
Does he prefer boxers or briefs? Anything but the nonsense, right?
Right.
The consistent nonsense that you ask.
You can
the
have a
same
heart
thing
attack, Tony.
over and over again.
Just you crook, mate.
Do
Just-
some research and come up with something a little bit more interesting.
Wow. Gee.
That's it.
Oh, well.
Oh, and one more thing.
hang on.
No,
You got it off your chest?
no, Johnny Ralph. While I'm at it, please, mate. It's Nick Floston, not Nick Vlastuin. Thank you.
Well, you've made your point, Tony.
I hope so.
And you needed to get that off
Oh,
your
I
chest.
did, because it's just been building up.
You made some good points.
Thank you.
Spot
I
on, Greg.
don't think my rant can ever come back after that.
It's going to be hard to follow that up, actually. Club news this week.
Club news. This will be irrelevant after that.
No, very relevant this week.
Yeah.
Saturday night is the AMF game.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
So,
You better go and have a lie down.
I think I might need a big glass like that.
yeah.
Anyway.
So the Guernsey this week will be having a splash of purple on it, as in previous years for the Alana Madeline Foundation. So the Guernsey will be dedicated to that. There will be a player edition auction post-game of those
All the
Guernseys.
jumpers will-
yes.
yep.
So look out for that on...
It's important because I went to the memorial at
Yeah,
Fed
that's right.
Square
So
a
the
couple of weeks
20-year,
ago, the 20-year memorial, and it was just the recount
Moving.
of it. It's
Yep.
pretty moving,
It's
so
moving
please
stuff.
support this.
So yeah, the player edition Guernseys will be available online at shop.richmondfc.com.au for more information on the Alana and Madeline Foundation, amf.org.au, and our great partners at AGL will be matching any donations made to the AMF during the game up to $10,000. So
good.
that's a great gesture from them. And also for this weekend, for Saturday night, kids come free as well.
Oh, do they?
So register your kids at richmondfc.com.au/kidsfree, and they can access a free
Saturday night, so they can sleep in Sunday, the kids.
That's
they
right.
probably won't. They'll have Auskick, won't they, or junior footy.
Yeah.
They're young. They can
Yeah,
they can
Yeah,
bounce
they
back
handle
pretty
that.
quickly. So
Yeah.
yeah, free GA
You-
tickets available
Yeah.
there.
You don't want them sleeping in. It creates bad habits.
Why not?
No, it creates bad habits.
Gee, I didn't want to get up this morning. Geez, it's cold out there, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
And the final bit of club news this week, we saw the push-up king last week as the homecoming hero.
Ah.
Fair dinkum. He's kidding himself to push up.
What is he doing?
Nah, look-
What's he done with his Fred Astaire?
Oh,
too?
his hair looks ridiculous. He's got the stupid earring in and all the tats. Now, this man grew up in West Heidelberg.
That's right.
He's as hard as a cat's head.
Yeah.
He's now moved down into Northcote and he thinks he's a hipster.
He's
It's
a
not
hipster.
far.
He's not a hipster.
He thinks he is.
He hangs out in Northcote now with all the other people up there that think they're too good
He'll
for
grow
everyone.
a beard next.
What?
He'll grow a bushy beard next, I reckon.
He is kidding himself with push-up.
A man who's not kidding himself.
He's got to stop doing weights and go for a run as well. He's starting to look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because we are playing Sydney.
Yes.
A man who had a career at both clubs. Probably one club.
Probably a
bit
little
more.
bit short at the second club. One game at the second club.
Nick Daffy.
Oh, Mike's mate.
Exactly right. So he was out there at training today.
Well, we thought he was here, and he thought that Mike was
He
going
wanted
to be
to. He
here.
was going to have. He was going to have
I think he's a bit
words with
stiff.
Mike.
He's a best and fairest winner, Nick.
He
and
was.
Yeah.
He
And a
he
leading goal
probably
kicker too.
should have been in the top 50.
He and Mick Malthouse.
He should have
Well,
been.
Mick was never going to get in, was he?
Jeez, Mick would be flat.
He's never going to get into Mike's top 50.
Yeah, there's a bit of something going on between those two.
So a fan favourite,
Yeah.
the Duck.
Ah, that's
Nick
good.
Daffy, the homecoming hero before
Ah,
the
good.
Saturday
Excellent.
night's game against the
That's
Sydney
really good.
Swans.
There we
Terrific.
go. Now, a bit of medical room. What can you tell us? Who's in, who's out? We've got a few back.
Yes.
It's right in front of you there, JB.
Jeez, he's struggling.
Oh,
What about his minces? The mince pies aren't.
Pies are hanging out of his head.
He's got a bit of forget-me-not running down his... Hey? A bit of forget-me-not.
The
Yeah, I
injury
heard you
tissue.
the first time, mate.
Yeah, we got it.
Just needs a tissue.
The injury list this week. A couple available. Very nice to see. Dylan Grimes
Ah,
has
good.
recovered
Yeah.
from the hamstring injury he suffered in round 2 against
Could
Collingwood.
have done with him for Luke Bruce last Friday
yeah,
night.
yeah,
couldn't we?
absolutely. So he is available. Whether he plays VFL or AFL will remain to be seen. Reece Conker's available too from his hamstring. So that was done in the NAB Challenge Series. So I think he'll slot back into the VFL.
Let's hope he has a bit of luck when he gets back,
Absolutely.
Reece Conker, and can play the rest of the year.
Trent Cotchin, captain with the cheekbone injury, is listed here as a test. But
How do you test it? Do you just do what Francis did to Mick Malthouse in 1982? Or not?
Well, bash him in the cheekbone?
Yeah.
No.
Until it
Francis
definitely
was
is
just
broken?
yanking on his arm to drag it out of the socket, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, he was out there training before without any headgear on, so he
You
looks
never know.
set to go. And the other two, Nathan Drummond, still a week away at the moment with the knee, so no rush there. Want to get him right and get him into some consistent football. Kane Lambert, who had the rib punctured lung injury, was originally 3 to 4 weeker, but he's down to 1 week at the moment, so
he's
that's
just
good
a
to see.
Gutsy player.
Hard.
And another addition to the injury list is Todd Alton with a foot injury, so he'll be out for 2 to 4 weeks at this stage.
Thank you.
There you go.
Some good ends. The Chieftain, he's up and about at the moment.
Is he?
He loves his politics, doesn't he?
Oh, he does.
The election was announced on
Well,
Sunday.
he's got the American one that he's got a close
Well,
eye on, and also ours.
Well, of course, he went and listened
the
to Donald
Republicans,
Trump, and when he was in Detroit, he went to the Republican debate that they had there, and he was very impressed with Trump. He's got a bit of Trump about himself, the chief.
He hasn't got orange hair.
No, but he wobbles around like Trump. He does.
Okay.
Impossible to ever think you're better than Trump, though.
Oh,
He's
no.
extraordinary, his ego. Malcolm Turnbull announced an election on Sunday.
Yeah.
So the chief enjoys the politics. He's up and about, but nothing got him more excited than last week,
What happened?
last Friday. It's arrived, boys.
What?
It's finally got here, been air freighted.
What?
You know what I'm talking about.
Not the chair.
The chair's here.
The chair.
It's here.
It's arrived.
It's here. The Italian chair that has been made ergonomically fitted to the chieftain.
Oh.
It's here.
From
So,
15th century yak.
it's
leather,
from
isn't
direct from Italy. It's something. It's old. Don't worry about that. The leather is old.
15th century yaks.
This chair was personally delivered last Friday. The gentleman arrived with the chair from Italy.
Really?
And waited. This is 100%. And waited in reception. And the message came out from the chief, who's thinking he's very important.
Yeah.
I'll be out there in half an hour. 45 minutes went by, and this poor gentleman's still out there. The chief had something else he had to do. So anyway,
reading the paper.
this bloke's come all the way from Italy to deliver this chair, and didn't even get to see the chief. Had to leave it.
No.
But anyway, it's arrived. The chief's very happy with it. He's that happy with it that when he has a meeting in the boardroom, he doesn't just use one of the chairs that's already in the boardroom.
Yeah.
He wheels in the Italian leather, ergonomically designed
right?
chair
Oh.
and sits in it.
Was there some blessing I heard? There was might have been
And the footnote to this is, before it went on the plane, in Milan, where it was couriered down from Lake Como, where they specifically made it in the yak leather factory there, right?
I thought it was the monks made it, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, up
Go
on
on,
Lake
whatever,
Como there. Now, listen, the lady that put the final stitch into the final bit you know what she did?
No.
She blessed it by giving it a kiss.
Is that right?
And the next person that was going to touch that was the chief.
Where did she kiss it?
No, I don't know where she kissed it. But
What part of the seat did she kiss?
right on the seat.
Yeah.
And it's been delivered. Anyway, it's in the office right now.
Oh, I'm going to go and have a look at it in
And
a
the
minute.
chief is sitting on it.
Is
So
anyone else ever allowed to sit on it?
No, it's
Okay.
only for the chief.
Okay. All right.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as
Yes, it's the VFL report time, and Brenton, man, that's your third sting in 3 weeks. Do you like that one?
I don't mind that one. Yeah, I don't mind that one.
You love your kung fu movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a massive Bruce Lee fan.
well, there you
The
go.
Jackie Chan style, man?
Jackie Chan, Rumble in the Bronx.
Geez, that's a good song. Carl Douglas.
Yeah,
70s,
very good.
Great one-hit wonder from the 70s.
We're very good, mate. How were things down at Northport Oval on Sunday, was it?
Saturday.
Saturday.
It was
There you go.
beautiful conditions for football, but it was a tough day for our VFL side.
We had a good side in too.
We did have a good side in, but unfortunately went down by 43 points to Port Melbourne. At no stage really did we actually get the game on our terms, and we really were out-muscled early in the contest. Fly put it to the players at quarter time. We really challenged them to up the intensity in that area. And look, in the second half, we were probably level with Port Melbourne. Maybe they were just a tad in front. They pushed it out to a 61-point margin at the 23-minute mark of the fourth quarter. We kicked 3 late and got it to a 43-point margin, but it was a tough day.
Must have been hard to find positives.
It was hard to find positives. Adam Markham was one.
Yeah.
He continues his good form, back-to-back
You
Caden
seem
player
to
of the
be
day.
mentioning him every week.
Yeah, he's very consistent.
Yeah.
Very consistent in the contest. He played on a wing this week just to try and
Okay.
add another string to his bow. Kicked a nice goal.
Is he quick?
I wouldn't say he's overly quick.
But he's
He's busy. I'd say he's busy.
industrious.
Industrious.
Yeah,
And I do like that word,
But a
industrious.
good decision maker.
Yes, he
He
is.
just finds the footy by
Yeah.
the sounds of it.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Which you got to be able to do.
And 6 tackles from Marcon as well would be a positive.
Yeah, his work inside can't be faulted, but I think it's that spread and drive from stoppages that Fly's really looking for. Not just from him, from pretty much all our midfielders.
Yeah.
We seem to be hacking from stoppages a lot instead of driving with hands and driving through stoppages. So it's something to work on into this week.
Okay. Were there any other positives?
Yes, Taylor Hunt was good. 25 disposals, 18 uncontested possessions. He provided a lot of run and drive.
Yep.
Tommy Couch was good again. Sam Daly was really good leadership-wise. Nathan Broad played down back
Okay.
and probably played his best game as a defender for the club, which is a positive.
What about Ben Lennon? I haven't seen the game, but didn't hear anything about him. What
got
happened?
concussed again, didn't
Unfortunately, he copped another head knock, which is
Right.
his second in 2 games,
Yeah,
just
right.
before half-time. So he didn't play any part in the second half, which is a concerning sign, especially for a guy that's really trying to push into senior selection.
So he might miss a week or so.
Yeah, he missed a week from his last concussion. He might miss one, maybe
2.
it might get pushed out to 2.
Yeah. Well, you don't, obviously you need to look after that, don't
Yeah.
you?
Another key back who went back to the VFL from the AFL last week was Dave Asprey. How did he adapt and put on a show last week?
Look, Port Melbourne do have very good key tools, and Dave was competitive and was a solid contributor in the air.
Geez, you're battling
You're
today.
really
JB.
battling JB. It's one of the most brave,
It's a gutsy effort.
one of the more
really.
brave performances we've seen. I reckon.
It is.
Mate,
gutsy.
you are hanging on by a thread over there.
I reckon you were sicker than I've ever been.
Oh,
and that's
no.
saying
We
something.
pulled him off his deathbed. He's
Just couldn't finish the
Mate,
question.
You're sweating. You can't talk.
I hope it's not contagious.
Look,
it's the last thing we need, isn't it? Oh,
Dave was solid in the air, but Fly pointed out that he needs to work on his decision making of when to spoil, mark, and kill the contest, and probably move the footy on a little bit quicker than he is at the moment. But it's something to work on.
yeah.
I'm not sure he's going to push for senior selection this week, but you never know.
Where do we head this week?
We are at Punt Road Oval at
good.
4:30 p.m. on Saturday as the curtain raiser,
Yep.
and against North Ballarat.
Can I ask you one more question about a player?
Oh,
Former
sorry.
player.
Yes.
Not a former player, current player. Ivan Maric, of course, who went back.
Unfortunately for Ivan, his ruck work was extremely good. His tap work to advantage was exceptional, but once the ball left the congestion, his movement was really lacking. You could see he was really labouring with his back. You could see the look on his face, his look of resignation, and he just couldn't move around the ground. And it's unfortunate because he's a warrior. But hopefully that he works through that.
Brenton, thanks, mate.
No worries at all.
We'll have another sting for you next week. Just before we go quickly,
No, I just wanted to.
you were telling us about a Port Melbourne story where they played at Punt Road.
Yeah. Well, back in the days, it was 1967. The Grand VFA, as it was back then, the grand finals were played at Punt Road for a period of time. It was great, tremendous atmosphere and everything. So it was a 67 grand final. It was the day after we'd beaten Geelong in the VFL grand final. And it was Port Melbourne versus Dandenong. Great rivalry that they had.
Road?
It was the venue. It was just the venue at the time that they played there for a few years. Had an agreement and everything. Anyway, it was very, very physical. Like there was fights breaking out everywhere. The umpire it was fair to say was probably favouring Dandenong a fair bit to such an extent that
bit like
during the
Purnell on Saturday night.
Yeah, right. So I think it was just before half time. The Port Melbourne captain, I think it was Brian Buckley, had enough. He actually led his team from the field. He reckons that they were just getting slaughtered by the umpires and everything. Led them off the field for a period of time. They came back on. Dandenong ended up winning the game. Yeah. But it was one of it's worth googling and just to go back. I'm not sure if there's any footage of it, but it just sticks in my memory as an unbelievable game. Yeah, because with everything that went on.
Oh, you've got a great memory. Look, JB, we're just going to slip you the drip in for the rest of the show. Get you through the next 20 minutes. Brenton, we'll see you next week.
Thanks, boys.
Good on you, mate.
Now, Tone, if you're still living at home where Mum barracks for Carlton and Dad thinks you're born to mow the lawn...
She wouldn't be my mum if she barracked for Carlton.
I think it's time you found your own place. In fact, you should move out on your own.
It's not a bad idea.
You don't like human beings.
It's not a bad idea at all.
Save $27 a day and you can do it. Our valued sponsor, Caden, can kickstart you into your new apartment with $15,000 towards your deposit.
15,000?
15 large, Tone.
Wow.
This is all up front. They don't load the money into the price and there are terms and conditions, but no catches or hitches. Caden.com.au/kickstart will give you all the ins and outs, Tone.
I need a good kickstart.
Tone.
Yes, Matty.
What did you make of the game Friday night?
Look,
I haven't seen you or spoken to you since.
No, you have not. No. Look, it was it's certainly an improved performance. The first three quarters, we were right in the game. You could argue we probably, perhaps should have been in front at three-quarter time. And even in the last quarter, we had a couple of chances early to probably, stay right in touch and then got blown away in the end. And, that can happen, I suppose, when you've got some younger players in the side as well, that they ran out of their legs a bit. But
four 19-year-olds in the team?
Yeah. So, no, that's right.
I thought we were very good around the contest. In fact, the last quarter they evened it up a little bit when they got moving on, but we outplayed them in the contest and clearance for three quarters, and they just looked more dangerous on the outside than what we did, and that took its toll in the end. But look, if you can bring that intensity to the contest every week, which I thought was really, really good for three quarters, if you bring that for the rest of the year, you're going to win some games of footy. Might be tough against the Swans Saturday night because they're unbelievably good in the contest.
Yeah, but again, a good test then, isn't it?
Yeah, they got Parker, Kennedy and Hanbury all top six in the comp contested. So we're going to need that again this week. But that's what I liked about it. What did you like, JB?
Yeah, I agree. If you bring that work ethic every week and include the class of Cochin and Rant and what they can bring to the contest, I mean, we're going to give ourselves a chance to, to win some of those games. And I think, as you said, we were competitive in the contest. It was probably the outside
just the spread
run of Smith and guys like Gunston and
Billy Hartung.
Hartung as well.
That's
and
right.
I mean, going forward, they had the avenues to goal, and Bruce has two patches where he kicks 3 goals in a row, and Gunston in the second quarter did the same. So, I mean, it was just those little lapses and the class on the outside that did it in the end.
In the end, we missed Grimes and Rance not playing.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Bruce and Gunston get on top. But Dimmer did talk about the young players after the game. 4 19-year-olds in the team. Scon's just looking for something there.
I was excited to see some of the young players do some good things. Corey Ellis, I thought again was showed that he's going to be a good player for us. Menenju did some nice things, so we've got some upside, but we need to start getting some wins on the board.
What did you make of Daniel Rioli's efforts, and how would you classify his first?
Yeah, I thought he's a young player, so those first year players, I think we're playing 3 first years tonight. They just get tired. Like the last quarter, we probably don't get, with the rotations, we just don't get really any output out of them at the moment. But You know, he did some really good things. His tackle pressure, and that's outstanding. When he gets the ball, good things happen. He's probably getting tackled a little bit more than we'd like, but he is 60-odd kilos, which is probably a jockey's weight, but he's going to be a really exciting player for us. I thought he's better than Cyril tonight, was he, or not?
Might not have been
know
quite
if
as
he was
good,
better than Cyril.
but he was good. He just showed some good signs.
But he
definitely.
showed some pace and he showed some tackle pressure at times.
Yeah,
and he's going to be all right.
And also another one, Jaden Short kicking a couple of goals. So that's
2
5 goals he's kicked in 3 games.
And Georgie takes the game on.
Yeah, he does.
He might have made a few blues, but all young players do. But at least he was taking the game on.
Yep.
So let's have a look at the votes, and I'm going to go first today.
Go for your life.
I thought Dustin Martin was outstanding.
Yeah, ever since you got off the Yellow and Black Book special, he's killing him.
His inside work and clearance work, particularly early in the game, was what got us up and going. And with Cochin out of the middle, I thought he really stood up and played a magnificent game. Ditto Anthony Miles, best game for the year. Back to his best in the contest, kicked a nice goal, 2 goals, two nice goals.
2 in about a minute.
Yeah, he did.
Two
Kicked
in
2
a
in a
row.
row. Kicked 2 in a row. I gave him 2 votes. Good to see him back in form. And I gave Jack a vote again. I think he's clearly our best forward at the moment, having a really good year under tough circumstances when you're not winning and not getting time in forward half as we would like.
And also,
I gave him a vote.
I reckon his ankle, maybe not quite be 100% still after he rolled it.
And just his poise at the moment. He doesn't waste it. No. Well done, Jack. I gave him 1.
Good point.
For my votes, I've agreed with a lot of you there. Richard, I went Dustin Martin for 3 votes as well. I thought he was clearly our best player, and with Cochin out, he needed to go up onto the ball, and you wouldn't give for him another one up forward of Dustin. So
and one down back would be handy.
Yeah, that's right. So he was outstanding. 2 I gave to Miles too. Clearly his best game of the year. 2 goals that put us 2 goals ahead as well, and things were looking up at that stage. Couldn't fault his game at all. And 1 vote I gave to Nick Floston coming back into the team.
Hear that, Ralphie? Floston.
Floston.
Not Vlastuin.
Playing his first game for a few weeks, and
you can't miss it. You just have to have a go at him again. Sorry, Joe.
That's all right. Going up into a different sort of role, and one that he looked very adept in towards the midfield. I thought he played a very good game, Nick Floston.
No, I had exactly the same votes, 3 to Martin, 2 to Miles. Credit to Anthony Miles too, because he was dropped after round 3 and showed great tenacity, the sort of tenacity he shows on the field to fight his way back and into some good form now. And 1 to Nick Floston. Again, was recruited as a midfielder. Great to see him go back there and have an impact. Terrific.
There you go. There the votes. The leaderboard. Martin's hit the lead with Koch being out. He's on 25. Koch 21. Jack 17. Rant 14. And Kane Lambert, Grigg and Hooley are all on 9. So yellow and black book time, and last week I went for Jack Revolt, who I said would kick 5 goals, so I didn't get that right, but he still played a good game.
Gave him a vote, yeah.
And this week I'm going with Alex Rant. It's pretty obvious, but I've been in poor form with the yellow and blackers, so I'm just saying that Rancy will come in and he will contain Buddy Franklin, who's on a rampage at the moment.
If he gets towed up by Buddy,
I'm not doing it again.
You're not doing it.
No,
Sconnors will do it. Or Manfred will do it.
No, not Manfred. Please. We are not giving Manfred the job.
No, true.
We'll give it to Matt or Scones.
Yeah, fair enough.
If Buddy plays well, but Alex Rance for me.
Good. Last week I had Dustin Martin. I'd put him down as 3+ goals.
It's still a good.
His game was outstanding, but
good.
He had to go up towards the midfield, so he sort of was robbed of the 3 goals.
It's still a good black book of body.
No doubt.
Clearly our best player.
This week I've gone with Ty Vickery. I think to beat the Swans, you have to do a lot of things right, but you need to isolate your forwards and make sure guys like Grundy and Rampy can't zone off their man and go third man up.
You do your homework. You know what? Because Sydney are the number 1 intercept mark team in the competition.
There you
go. Isolation is the key.
Very good.
That's it. I might have seen him play. So at the MCG, you spread them wide. And you need your second forward to be on fire. So
you might have to go up the coach's box.
We don't need Dimmer's dissection. We're having it here.
Have a look at the work of
JB's dissection
on his deathbed and just wheeling out some of the good stuff.
It's inspirational. The hairs on the back of my neck are standing up.
Yeah, right.
As we speak.
So the best Ty's ever kicked against Sydney is 2 goals. So if you can go above and beyond that and become a dangerous second option, I think we'll go a long way to winning.
Well, he should have kicked 5 the other night, shouldn't he?
Should have
kicked 3 and he missed 2. He should have really nailed. So
he's having a pretty solid year.
That's
really.
right.
Yep. Well, in the immortal words of Mike Williamson, I tipped this with Floston last week, so I am really going well with this. I must say, it was my baby, and I'm in great yellow and black book special form, going with Nick Floston last week. I'm going with TT's own, well, formerly TT's own. We haven't really decided much.
He's still keeps an eye on us.
Brett Delidio, 2 runs up from a spell. I reckon he'll just be working his way in. I think he'll have a real. He's been okay. I think he'll have a real impact on Saturday night.
Good stuff.
Good to hear.
There we go. Yeah, say it.
It's a great sting.
Now
love
listen,
I love the sting.
you've been in good form with the yellow and blackers, but these tidbits,
What do you mean?
they've really tapered off.
No, they haven't tapered off. This is more like this is almost like Vault like this one this week. Instead of going back to a particular game.
Royce.
But tidbits is,
Tell me
it's
Royce didn't
very
play.
Cool. No, Royce didn't play. No, it was a game 30 years ago, exactly. Well, round 8, 1986.
That's a long
at the
time ago.
at the SCG. Sydney went into the game on top of the ladder. Tigers were in 7th. It was only a 12-term comp back then. We were 7th.
Yep.
So they were raging hot favourites to win the game. We actually got up and won by a point in a major upset. The highlight of the game, well, a few highlights, but Warwick Capper, the great
The Wiz.
The Wiz. He kicked 10 goals. He was playing on poor Des Ryan, what was making his debut for the Tigers. Des Ryan was given the job
In his debut.
game.
And he was
on
rampaging
Walker,
then, the Wiz,
on
wasn't he?
Warwick Capper, yep. And Capper's kicked 10, right? But the interesting thing was he had a chance. Michael Roach was playing at the other end for us, full forward, and was well beaten on the day.
Rod
But
Carter?
Roachy,
Would have been Rod Carter,
No,
86.
it was actually, I think he played on the fridge. Mark
Mark
Roberts.
Roberts.
Yeah, he played on the fridge that
Was
that
the
day.
tilt out there?
Yeah, no, don't
He
think
would
he
have
was.
been in 86.
Well,
the
he
tilt.
might have been injured. Does it matter? Does it really matter?
Don't take it out
Well,
on me.
stop talking nonsense with it. I don't know if he was there. I don't care if he was there.
Right.
He's kicked him on the fridge, but he struggled. But he took a mark, a really strong mark towards the end, lined him up, kicked the goal, which put us in front with not very long to play. Then it's gone up the other end. Warwick Capper, who's kicked 10 straight, has taken a mark, had the shot, and he's missed.
And we won.
And we won by a point. We
That's
won
a
by
good
a point. The Michael Pickering, who made Mike's top 50, kicked 5 goals
He's a
that day.
good
Was
player,
very, very
Pickers.
good. He had 25 disposals, 13 marks, kicked 5 goals.
He was a better player than most people realise.
He's a
Michael
very,
Pickering.
very good player. Yep. Mark Eustace had the most.
Wally
Eustace had 31 touches for us. Johnny Annear, who played with us, and Collingwood and West
Mm-hmm.
Coast had 23. And Trevor Poole, who had won the Best and Fairest Jack Dye medal the previous year, had 22 disposals. So it was a great win 30 years ago,
I
round
don't
8
mind
in
that.
1986. There you
No,
go.
they're a good team, the Swans,
They
back
were a
then.
very good team.
Yeah.
Played finals that year.
And don't get angry like that with me again. I'm not driving you home today, but
I know, that's why I'm having a go at you. I'm going to go at the wind, the sleet.
I hope you get a cold.
Oh, I'll probably get one. Got a perforated eardrum as well, but anyway,
Have you?
not that you care.
I don't.
Boy, I did go to the doctor, but no gags about that this week. 100 year. Did you, I'm not sure if you saw this on the news or
No.
read about this.
No.
100-year-old woman broke the world record, right, for the 100-metre
I did
dash.
see that.
Did you? Did you?
I saw the slow motion.
Did you? Yeah, in her age group. Yep. She won with the record-setting time of Wednesday.
That was in America, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the record-setting time, Wednesday.
Yeah, we heard it.
What did the sign in the Egyptian funeral home say?
Oh, hang on. Did you tick
What?
these off?
No, it was in the old ancient Egyptian funeral home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Satisfaction guaranteed, or double your mummy back.
What, Shane Mumford?
Yeah. What happens if
Wouldn't
you get
mind, mummy.
righto? What happens if you get a gigabyte?
I don't know.
It megahertz.
Oh.
What did Cinderella say when her photos didn't show up?
What?
Someday my prince will come.
Jeez. Oh, they're battling today.
Who says sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me?
Yeah.
Not sure.
Or someone who's never been hit by a flying dictionary. And I'll just leave you this one, right?
Please.
What?
This is when my eldest daughter was about 10 months old, right? And she was sitting in her high chair.
Yeah.
My wife was trying to feed her, and she was
That's small
twisting.
riding, isn't it?
Yeah, twisting and moving all over the place. And my wife was getting very frustrated with her because she was
Yeah.
trying to feed her.
How do you
right?
see the riding there?
Right, she said, straighten her up, would you? Right,
Yeah.
straighten her
Yeah.
up. So I looked at my daughter and I said, what are you doing with your life? Do you want to be this way forever? It's time to grow up and take some responsibility, please. Needless to say, my wife has never asked me for any help with the children since.
I wouldn't say you had your best day there, Tone.
What? They were all right.
Well, hey,
right.
boys, thank you, Josh. Gutsy effort.
Thanks,
It
Dean.
is.
And Tone, you have got a
Can I-
perforated eardrum.
Yeah, can I just quickly mention the newest staff member we've got here, Millie?
Yeah, that's-
Millie's just really had an impact, so I just wanted to make mention of it. She's going very well.
Good to see Millie here in the office today. Everyone, thanks for listening. We appreciate all of our listeners
Go
out there.
Tigers.
Hopefully Mike Sheehan will
get a
turn up
win.
within the next few weeks, although Nick Daffy is circling out
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
happy
yeah.
he's not in Mike's top 50. Thanks for joining us, and go Tigers against the Swans on Saturday night.
Follow JB's lead.